3, 2, 1.
Good afternoon and a very warm welcome to Solent Sports News. I'm Dan Hawkins. We are going straight to the Rugby World Cup, where Australia have beaten England by 18 points to 4 in the opening game of the competition. The Kangaroos have cemented themselves as favourites to win the tournament. Despite defeat, England will be hoping to be the first Northern Hemisphere side to lift the trophy. Our reporter Jack Coslett-Green has more.
Thanks, Dan. I think that despite that defeat from the Australians, that England have a lot of positives to take from this game. They started very brightly. Jermaine Gilvery scored a great try early doors. The Australian pack were a bit bigger and stronger. I feel like they got on top towards the end of the first half, scoring 2 tries. They came back out into the second half. England got into the game a lot more, scored a try, and then a couple of lucky breaks for Australia meant they won the game in the end. But a lot of positives to take going into next week.
Cheers, Jack. A British heavyweight champion will be putting his reputation on the line this Saturday. The WBA and IBF heavyweight titles will be up for grabs when Anthony Joshua faces Carlos Takam tomorrow in Cardiff. Takam was a late replacement for Kubrat Pulev, but Joshua knows he can't afford to take the Frenchman.
I think the confidence over the past few weeks.
I train well, which makes me more relaxed. But is that a good thing? Who knows? Do you know what I mean? So, could it be a potential banana skin? It's unpredictable, this division. Do you know what I mean? You saw I got tired in the 5th round against Klitschko. Am I going to find out I'm only a 5-round fighter?
2 Englishmen find themselves in contention heading into this weekend's Shanghai World Golf Championship. Olympic gold medalist Justin Rose and Matt Fitzpatrick are in the chasing pack behind Dustin Johnson, who shot a 9 under par 63 to jump into the overall lead this morning. World number 1 Johnson praised a last-minute putter switch following his sensational round.
I wasn't really pleased with the one I played with yesterday, so the guys here in China made me one. I got it right before I walked to the tee. You know, I hit a few putts on the practice green with it, and I was like, oh, this will work pretty well. And went out and I hold a lot of putts today, so kind of like it.
And over to football. Tottenham Hotspur have been dealt a huge blow ahead of Saturday's top-of-the-table showdown with Manchester United. In-form striker Harry Kane has been ruled out with a hamstring injury. The reigning Premier League Golden Boot holder has scored an impressive 13 goals in just 12 appearances so far this season. And for the first time in 34 years, 2 South Coast rivals will battle it out in England's top tier. Saints travel to the Amex on Sunday to face Brighton and Hove Albion in the first El Clasico of the season. The last time these two met in the top flight, James Dyson was introducing his vacuum cleaner. But some Southampton fans do not see this as a derby.
South Coast, isn't it? Yeah.
No, I wouldn't say so. Probably more like Portsmouth.
The managerial merry-go-round of the Premier League has taken another turn this week, with former Southampton boss Claude Puel taking the reins at Leicester City. After failing to captivate Saints fans last season, it will be interesting for them to see how he fares with the Foxes. And Graham Murty has replaced Rangers manager Pedro Caixinha after his sacking just 10 games into the SPFL season. He was only the 3rd overseas manager to rule at Ibrox, and Caixinha's 229-day reign makes him the shortest serving manager in the Glasgow club's history. Hearts manager Craig Levein sympathises with Pedro Caixinha, having been at the Rangers game on Wednesday.
It's a difficult job, and I feel sorry for him, but I mean that's just the nature of football these days.
England under-17s will be looking to emulate the recent success of their counterpart under-20s. Steve Cooper's men face Spain in the World Cup final at the Salt Lake Stadium on Saturday. The youngsters booked their place in the final with a 3-1 victory over Brazil in Kolkata on Wednesday. And in local news, Southampton Solent's Rugby B team saw their local derby against Bournemouth abandoned after it being ruled as a no contest. Solent began the half 56-0 down, with only 9 players on the pitch and no coaching staff present. They now have a 2-week break before facing Winchester on November the 8th. And staying with local news, we had a look at some of the ticket pricing currently in place across football as a whole. Hampshire side Eastleigh bucked the trend of rising ticket prices by allowing fans in for free to Tuesday's home tie with Solihull Moors. General manager of the club, Kenneth Amore, said the club are in a privileged position.
I think we're very lucky to have the chairman that we have, who has the money behind him, where although the gate money's great for us, we can do without it.
That's all from us now. I'll be back in an hour for our 2 o'clock bulletin. Please tune in throughout the day, where we'll be bringing you more reaction from the England Under-17s World Cup success and look ahead to this weekend's Football League fixtures. But we staying on the subject of rugby. We've still got Jack Cossack-Green in the studio, who's got a bit more to say.
Yeah, so I thought it was a great contest for the English. They went into the game 6-1 underdogs. Australia favourites to win the tournament. They're playing on home soil. They're bigger, they're faster, they're stronger. And I thought England put up a really good fight. They went 4-0 up early doors, went in at the break 10-4 down, and then came out in the second half even stronger than they did in the first. And I thought they were really unlucky to come out of that result the way it did. I don't think they deserved it, and I think that could be a dress rehearsal for the grand final in early December. I really do think that England can press on now, maybe beat the New Zealand team in the semi-finals and hopefully go all the way. I wish them the best of luck.
Cheers for that, Jack. Also on the show later, we're hoping to have former Brighton and Southampton footballer Jimmy Case live in the studio just to share his thoughts on the supposed derby this weekend. And but yeah, we'll see you at 2. And remember, you can keep up to date on our website, solentsportsnews.co.uk.